Hello, so Renee recommends part 2. Do you like Phantom of the Opera? Be it in its musical format, its film format, any of the films, mind you, not just the musical movie version, or the novel by Gaston Leroux. Do you like the Phantom? Do you like the character? Do you like the setting? Do you like Paris? Do you like architecture? Do you like lyrically written dialogue and narrative description? If you said yes to any of these questions, and especially if you said yes to all of them, then I highly recommend you go out and you find yourself Susan Kay's Phantom. It might be very difficult to find this book because for a long time it was out of print, and to get it meant spending $50 and getting it shipped over to you in hardback from the US, but you do that if you're desperate. Honestly, one of the best books I've ever read. There's diary entries in here. Obviously it follows the main character of Eric, who is the Phantom, before he was the Phantom, from the moment of his birth through to the moment of his death. The end only really incorporates, so I'll try and find where from. I think it's from about maybe here onwards, is the part of the narrative we already know from the musical version, so when Christine and Raoul and all those familiar characters, when they enter into it. But everything else prior to that is original stuff. And it was so well researched and detailed and genuine in all of the character development, not just in Eric, although he's very, very well fleshed out. And it isn't just a matter of feeling sympathy for him because of his ugliness and his wretched nature and all these things that, you know, you typically associate, especially if you see the stage version. But it just becomes a really credible, believable character. And his interactions with people are really fascinating, and she's managed to make little facets of his personality that you would never expect to see. He can be quite naughty sometimes. He has a bit of a sly sense of humour going on and stuff. But it all feels like it could really be. I mean, essentially, people say this is just glorified fan fiction, and it is. But if there was ever a fan fiction that deserved to be printed and acknowledged as a novel, it's this one. Not the Phantom of Manhattan, which of course is now essentially what they've gone and made Love Never Dies, the sequel to the Phantom of the Opera. Andrew Lloyd Webber, you need your head checked, just saying. But yeah, look at all this praise on the back here. It had its ass praised out of it because it's just that good. I think it was written in 1990, so the musical version had been around for 4 years. But yeah, honestly, I'm very biased in this opinion, but one of the best books I've ever read. And I love it dearly, and I recommend it to people, and they read it and they go, oh, it was a great book. I'm like, well, of course it was. So, go and find yourself this book. It might be hard to locate, but you won't regret it. Read it. And there's plenty of fantasy stuff in there too, some really supernatural elements, but lots of realistic stuff too, and as I said, the historical setting is really well depicted, and we're not just in Paris the whole time either. We travelled to golly, the Middle East. We travelled to Iran. We go on a bit of a world tour for a while there. Really, really cool. And we're in Italy for a while too. So yeah, sumptuous, involving, emotionally intense read.